Hey guys, Tuesdays with Taylor is back, episode number 12. Today we're going to talk about static versus dynamic stretching. So a lot of questions we get in the office is, why aren't you giving me a stretch? Or do I just need to stretch more? I get it from the athletes at the high school a lot. It is, I just need to stretch more, right? Well, the problem is that usually we're stretching the wrong things, okay? So for example, if you come closer, so the reason that we usually discourage static stretching is, let's say that this is your normal range of motion. In other words, at any given day, you can get into this range of motion right here. Then, if we static stretch, we add this range of motion right here, okay? Doesn't seem like a big deal. We always think range of motion is a good thing, right? We need that range of motion. The problem is that the brain usually doesn't know what to do with this gap right here. So what that does is that predisposes us to injury because our brain can't control this range of motion, okay? So we always say that the stiffness or the tightness that you feel, there's always a reason behind it. So that's why we need to figure out why you're having that, and it's usually actually a stability problem, not a mobility. In other words, your brain is not choosing to stabilize 100% correct, and so then you cannot access this range of motion. It's a really important concept to understand for our patients because just stretching more and then it keeps coming back. In other words, that tightness that you keep stretching keeps coming back and keeps coming back and keeps coming back. Obviously, we're not addressing the right problem. Okay, so I know it's kind of a difficult concept, but I think this is really, really important to understand is that just because you can achieve the range of motion doesn't mean you can control it, and that's the biggest thing that we can tell you. So one of the big studies with this is in 2007 they came out with a study about vertical jump. So they took people that would statically stretch, dynamically stretch, and then do another form of stretching, and basically tested whether or not it increased or decreased their vertical jump. Static stretching actually decreased their vertical jump. So why that's important for you athletes is that static stretching before you're going to do a ballistic activity, in other words, are you going to shoot a basketball, are you going to throw a softball, pitch a baseball, doing a static stretch actually could decrease your performance versus doing something that's going to be recognizable for the brain. Okay, so today was a little bit more in depth, a little bit more brain psychology, but I think it's important to know that when we give you a stretch or a dynamic stretch or an exercise, we're doing that for you to do at home because we can only see you a very short amount of your day and a short amount of your week. And so doing them at home helps us to remodel those tissues. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's Tuesdays with Taylor. Stay tuned next time, and we'll see you really soon.